Honeywell is, of course, best known as an industrial company and government defense contractor, but the $113 billion operation is undergoing a major transformation toward technology, too. Our Morgan Brennan sat down with the CEO, who tells her how its connected warehouses are a big factor in that mission and are supporting same-day delivery efforts by companies like Amazon. Listen.
We love one-day delivery, so we're big fans of it. As a matter of fact, we'd love to get to 1 or 2 hours. So our customers are pushing us to get better and continue to drive our technology. Connected warehouse will only help with that because we're moving to much more of what I call a dark warehouse, which is less people footprint and much more use of robotics and digital information to drive the warehouses. So this is pushing us in terms of technology, and we have some blue chip customers who are really driving at the tip of the spear in terms of driving that 2-hour or 1-day delivery. So we're very much keeping up with that. And it's not just our connected warehouse that's helping us with that. It's also in our investments, robotics and warehouse automation.
Morgan Brennan, who did that interview, joins us with more. So how big of a part of the story is this for the stock and the outlook?
It is a significant part of the story, and it's a growing part of the story. And I think that's the key here. So whether it's connected warehouses, connected buildings and plants, that's part of this big bet as Honeywell looks to become a software industrial company. Now, some of that is this automation, these automation products, the software portfolio. The other half, though, is connected enterprise, or Honeywell's industrial Internet of Things offerings and platform. Darius Adamczyk, telling me that software is already a $4 billion business. So it's more than 10% of estimated 2019 sales. It's expected to grow organically, though, at 20%. We're going to go deeper into that transformation in the next hour on Squawk Alley. But, guys, really the thought process here is you boost margins through the software offerings, and you're able to sort of smooth out cyclicality. So this is a much longer-term play, but it's one that's only really been implemented in the last year or so. So the fact that it's already showing up in earnings is really quite notable.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking at the stock performance of Honeywell. The market has liked it. I mean, it's still up double digits this year, despite pretty rough August. Just wondering how he's balancing some of the macro risks that these industrials get swept into, China trade, recession fears, and then the tech story that he's trying to tell Wall Street and the growth story there.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it makes the tech story that much more notable at Honeywell right now. Now he's very focused on that, has a very aggressive strategy that involves a lot of investment and sort of organic growth of this software portfolio. And I think all the geopolitical risks, macroeconomic uncertainties certainly make that maybe perhaps much more attractive to investors, which is why you've seen it outperform the broader industrials and S&P this year. That being said, I mean, their end markets are everything from aerospace to e-commerce, oil and gas, chemicals. So certainly has a pulse on key parts of the global economy and says that he doesn't see any major recession manifesting right now, but that being said, is seeing slower growth, does see the U.S. economy holding up a bit better than the rest of the world, but in general, given their areas and their portfolio expertise, still seeing some growth, but much slower than last year.
Dealt with an activist investor a couple of years ago in the form of Dan Loeb at Third Point, handled it very well, did what they seemed to want to do and didn't follow necessarily the playbook. When are we going to see the rest of this, by the way? I mean, this is an important interview.
We're going to see a whole bunch more in Squawk Alley.
Okay.
You're also going to see more on Closing Bell and throughout the day. We sat down about 30 minutes in Charlotte at Honeywell's new headquarters. I sat down with Darius Adamczyk exclusively last night. We talked about a wide range of topics. So we're going to bring out
we just get
all
that
of
one
that
thing. That's all we get is just that.
It's my teaser.
I think the no recession call is important as well.
And I did ask him, actually, whether he thought that all of these comments that we've been getting from economists, strategists, about the rising risk of recession, all the volatility we've seen play out in the markets, whether he believes the fears are overblown. And what he did say in response to that was, there's always the concern that you could talk yourself into a recession, right? And that, the concern that all of the uncertainty out there is going to cause businesses, CEOs, and then potentially consumers to stop spending as much, making those investments. But he's not necessarily seeing that right now.